Hello. Welcome to part 2 of the things my family don't want to hear me talk about. So, I was going to talk about the Ashley Benefield trial, which I didn't intend to watch at all, except how can you avoid something called the Black Swan? It's such a beautiful thing. But she's a ballet student. I don't know how professional she ever got. And she married a gentleman who was like an MMA fighter and a little aggressive and apparently kind of scary to live with. So much so that even though she had a child with him, she got a restraining order and moved out of the state. And she didn't know this, but he put a track on her car, and then he tried to move into the house behind her, and they were making friends again, and she was going to give it the college try because they have a child together, and that's the good and right thing to do, right? And they were moving into a house together, and he lost his shit, and he hit her for the first time, and then he blocked her egress, which is terrifying, and so everybody seems to be very well armed, and she went and found a firearm, and she shot him a few times, and she missed a couple of times too. Everybody reported that she shot him in the back. And one of the things that is super under my skin is even as the ME, I'm dyslexic. EM is my initials. ME is a medical examiner. The ME is explaining that he had a bullet go in under his nipple, and he was probably pushed down and falling, and his legs came up, and another bullet went into the back of his leg and out his knee. Sorry for the graphics. But that's what happened. He was not shot in the back. While he's saying that, the crawler under one of the trial, not good YouTuber stations, but more like Law and Crime, I think it is. I don't think Court TV would have done that, but I might be wrong. But definitely Law and Crime had a crawler saying she shot him in the back, which was not true. She shot him in the front, and he spun around a little bit, and he got shot in more than one place, and he obviously didn't make it. But I figured in Florida, with the stand your ground laws and the castle stuff, and like, surely they're gonna see that this woman was tiny and defenseless, and after 5 hours deliberation they were deadlocked, which I was like, that's not even, you didn't even try. It's 5 hours, that's nothing. And the judge thought so too, and he's like, we'll get you some pizza and you keep talking about it. And an hour later they come back and they convict her of manslaughter. I was not expecting that. I really wasn't, and I was really disappointed. I was disappointed in that outcome. I was disappointed in the amount of comments of people saying, like, she's dyeing her hair gray on purpose. I hate to break this to you, but I don't think there's a woman on earth that is intentionally putting gray in their hair. What they're seeing is that she stopped dyeing her hair probably about 2 years ago, and so the gray is growing out. Obviously, these people didn't know what they were talking about, and they were going by the media that said that she shot him in the back, and she absolutely did not shoot him in the back. So I think she deserves a bunch of appeals, and I do like her lawyer. I think he's very good. I don't like to see biased judges, and there have been a lot of them this year, and this judge was absolutely biased. He leaned so very much for the prosecution, and the way the prosecution came at her when she was on the stand, one, she didn't want to testify, and they literally strong-armed her. They presented the evidence, they made her testify. I do think it was good that she testified, but obviously there's only 6 people on a jury in Florida. What the fuck, Florida? Why are there only 6 people on a jury unless it's a murder trial? And even at that, we don't need 12 to kill a person. It's just insane to me. Also, he was a widower. his wife, his first wife, one of the first two wives, because she was the third, passed away in their sleep. And, you know, that makes me nervous. I wonder what happened there. And his daughter from one of the previous marriages has a big TikTok thing going on, and she kept on going on TikTok, and I think there was a little fuck shit there, and the whole thing was fuck shit, and I'm bummed about it. And then it looks like Sara Boone is out of last chances, and her trial is going to start next month. This ought to be a shit show. I am not looking forward to this. It was so hard to watch the sociopath in Wisconsin pull his nonsense, and that judge has her own wing in heaven. Like, she is the most zen person. She has found nirvana. Oh my God, that judge was so patient. And I'm very nervous to watch this trial. I don't understand where Sara gets her ego. She has no ability to look in the mirror and be like, how is it that I can't get along with 8 out of 8 lawyers? How is it that all the lawyers are telling me the same thing and I refuse to believe it? Just like, God damn, it doesn't get more serious than this. When are you going to have a reality check? I know when she's going to have a reality check. It's when guilty is said by the jury. Of apparently 6, there will be, unless, I don't know if she's I don't know if she's up for the death penalty. I doubt it, because it, at worst, is a very, 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 very bad accident, and was not pre-planned. But Sara Boone is coming up, and no, you don't get a secretary. No, you don't get a computer or more freedom. No, you're on your own. I hope you learned a couple things from the 8 lawyers that tried to help you before. What she wants is a millionaire's defense. She wants a lawyer that will say whatever it takes, whatever it costs to get her off. I don't think battered woman syndrome is going to work with this, especially with that recording. That recording is almost demonic. So we've been waiting and waiting. We've been expecting this, I think, 7 previous times this has been delayed. And this judge is having no more delays. No more bullshit. So we have that to look forward to. So I'm looking forward to September for that reason. And yes, I think that's all I have to say about that. Thank you for your time, and stay tuned for part 3, which will be a little less serious.